Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to NLW. Just 1 week before the Royal Rumble, and the main event before the Rumble is a huge all-star Royal Rumble tag team matchup. It's going to be Sting teaming up with DX and Jericho to take on AJ Styles and the NWO. That is our main event, and it comes up very soon. And also going to happen very soon is a grudge match for the ages. It is a dream matchup that many wrestling fans and historians have said if both men were in the same company at the same time, that this match would be a classic, and it is finally going to happen at the Royal Rumble. Raven is going to go one-on-one with the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, the man who has taken NLW by storm over the past few weeks with his creepy demeanour and really bringing a whole new level of character that we've never really seen in NLW. In fact, the last time we saw anything even closely resembling Bray Wyatt was Raven. And that may very well be why Bray Wyatt has chosen Raven as his first victim. But will Raven allow himself to be a victim when it's no holds barred at the Royal Rumble? And you want to talk about creepy individuals? These two follow vampirism, they drink blood, they're about as strange as you can get. Then again, each to their own, they can do whatever the hell they like as long as they get it done in the ring. And Burchill is in one-on-one action right now against Raven as they pose. And even Raven sees a bit of weird traits in these two, but it is Burchill in one-on-one action right now before the Rumble, and now you can see Raven taking his frustrations out onto Paul Burchill, and Burchill now reversing Raven in the corner, but Raven is there, meets him with a punch, and now you can see a massive clothesline. Here is the cover by Raven, but a kick out by one member of the Brood. Now you can see Fawn on the outside cheering him on, and pull the camera away, come on, back it up, don't put the camera on. Have we got that guy sorted out? Cool. Oh, and there you see Burchill taking advantage of the distraction. I apologise, ladies and gentlemen, it seems a overzealous fan jumped the guardrail, and you know, when you're on live TV anything can happen, and Burchill knows that. And now springboard leg drop to Raven. So many crazed individuals, especially heading into the Royal Rumble. It's going to be exciting, no doubt about it, as now Burchill has the headlock applied and has it with quite a lot of force as well. Fawn on the outside, cheering him on, but you can see now Raven reversing it and twisting the arm, and Burchill may have to tap out here unless he gets to the ropes, but he does, and Burchill does make it to the ropes, and just about. In fact, Raven now, you can see the evil look in his eyes. All he sees is Bray Wyatt, and you gotta believe he's wanting to send a message to Bray Wyatt. And we heard what Raven had to say this past week on Metal. Some incredibly disturbing words, and if I were Bray Wyatt, I'd be a little wary, but... And now you can see Fawn trying to get involved, holding the foot of Raven, and now allows Burchill to take advantage of the distraction with a drop kick. What do you suppose is going through his mind now as he ascends the turnbuckle? And remember, this is Raven's first matchup since losing at Heatwave when he was attacked by Bray Wyatt, but it doesn't look like he's losing tonight. If you can hear this, and he does. Raven effect to Burchill, and Raven puts it away. Raven getting his first victory in his first matchup since Heatwave. And if that wasn't a message to send, I don't know what is. But Raven on a wave of momentum heading into the Royal Rumble and his no-holds-barred matchup with Bray Wyatt. Wyatt, you gotta believe, is watching somewhere in the back maybe, and you gotta believe that he's taken notice of this. But you can see Burchill landed on his feet from the moonsault, but then it was Raven who caught him out and delivered the Raven effect, the even flow DDT for the 1-2-3 in the victory. He returned to frighten Wyatt last week and had his own words to say this past week on Metal, but can he back up those words when he goes one-on-one with Wyatt at the Rumble? A win tonight is fantastic for him, but now you can see that, oh hang on a minute, and we know what the hell this is. You gotta believe that Wyatt's in the physical, and look at this! Oh my goodness, it's the Brood, and the Brood have tied him up!
Me in a box, and as I peered into the darkness, my memories began to haunt me, and I felt the cold hand of the Reaper breathe down. I was afraid, but then I began to remember her face. And how she used to warn me about this evil place. And how she said that they're gonna circle you in the water, Bray, just until they see red. Those sharks, they are the ones that are gonna help you realize that death is real. And in death, Bray, you will find your rest. But in your rebirth, you will grow much stronger, and you will learn to accept these new great responsibilities. You'll become their leader, she said. Your voice will soothe their ears, and your hand will lead their armies. For you are the way into the city of woe. You are the way to go among the lost. Beyond time, Bray, you stand. There's nothing left to fear. Brothers and sisters, I am reborn. Join me.
Well, this is insane. Raven may indeed have met his match. Bray Wyatt just gets sinister and sinister, more sinister week after week, and as Raven is tied up in the ropes, he's almost being sacrificed. Is this going to be the result of the Royal Rumble? It's no holds barred, Raven versus Wyatt. I can't wait for that. But following on from this eerie atmosphere is our main event tonight. Sting DX and Chris Jericho taking on Styles and the NWO. The week before the Royal Rumble, it's our main event and it's live. Right up next, in fact. And that is right, there is only 1 week to go until the Royal Rumble comes your way live, and it is going to be even bigger than the first one, we can guarantee it, and we know that the Intercontinental Championship is going to be on the line. It's going to be Chris Jericho defending against R-Truth. His record-breaking title reign. Has Jericho met his match against R-Truth? You got to believe that the NWO are planning something, otherwise they wouldn't have put Truth in this situation, but the title is on the line. Truth versus Y2J. And you want to talk about hardcore? This is going to be hardcore, it's going to be extreme, it's going to be intense. It is no holds barred between Bray Wyatt and Raven. The Eater of Worlds has some eerie message for Raven earlier tonight, but you can see the animosity between these two is going to boil over at the Royal Rumble. And animosity is on the cards between these two. Randy Orton and Kurt Angle, the wrestling machine, was assaulted earlier tonight inside the steel cage. But will Orton be able to escape, pin or submit the Olympic gold medalist? We will see when it's inside a cage Sunday. And the World Heavyweight title is going to be defended. It's AJ Styles' first title defense, is winning the title by cashing in Money in the Bank against Sting. Sting getting his rematch, but earlier tonight that disrespectful belt shot to Sting. Can Sting bounce back and reclaim the world title at the Royal Rumble? And the winner of this one is going to go on and face the world champion at WrestleMania. 30 men over the top rope battle royal. The winner gets a world title match at WrestleMania 2. We know that Jeff Hardy starts number 1, but that is all. It's unpredictable as hell, and it's the Royal Rumble live in a week. And it's going to be bigger venue, bigger audience, and also bigger matches on this Royal Rumble. And again, what the hell is this? Well, we've been hearing that for weeks, and people have been speculating as to what it is, but I hope to get an answer soon, because I certainly don't know. Nevertheless, our main event is up next, and it is an all-star Royal Rumble 8-man tag team matchup. About to make their way to the ring, the men who hold the NLW tag team titles, the NWO, Kevin Nash, The Big Show, and R-Truth being accompanied by the NLW Commissioner, who has made his presence felt over the past couple of weeks, putting the lives and careers of NLW superstars through hell. And he is certainly wanting to do that to the 8 men. In fact, the 4 men that they're facing right now, along with the NLW World Heavyweight Champion, AJ Styles, former Mr. Money in the Bank. And this Sunday at the Royal Rumble, he has got to go one-on-one with Sting in his first NLW heavyweight title defense. You got to believe that it is a big match feel for AJ Styles, perhaps the biggest of his career, when he goes up against Sting at the Rumble. And he would hope to hold that title going into WrestleMania, but you never know in NLW. Sting could very well walk out as champion, but AJ could prove the critics wrong and walk out as champion, but we shall see at the Royal Rumble. And speaking of the Royal Rumble, this man has to put his title on the line also. He's got to put the Intercontinental Championship on the line in a match up against the NWO's R-Truth. The Commissioner wants all the gold for the NWO, and maybe R-Truth can start that out by defeating Jericho at the Royal Rumble. And can you imagine if the NWO held the tag team titles and the Intercontinental title? That would be hell enough, but imagine if what the Commissioner said earlier tonight came true, and one of the NWO did indeed win the Royal Rumble. That would be hell on earth, and I certainly hope that doesn't happen, but you know what? If anybody's going to try and stop that from happening, it's going to be this group. D-Generation X, not having fun here tonight, or business. Shawn Michaels and Triple H, they are not friends. That was evident this past week on Metal when Triple H defeated Kevin Nash. After the matchup, there was a little bit of confusion, which led to Triple H and Shawn Michaels almost throwing punches at each other in the middle of the ring. Nevertheless, it was obvious that Nash and the Big Show were very happy with what they saw this past week on Metal, with Ascension with DX. Will that continue into the Royal Rumble? We shall see, because Triple H, as we know, won the first ever NLW Royal Rumble. And this man debuted in the first ever Royal Rumble. The Icon Sting. Some are calling him the man who should be the champion right now, but is unfairly not because of the cash-in by AJ Styles a few weeks ago. Sting obviously had gone through a grueling 2 out of 3 falls matchup with CM Punk when AJ Styles cashed in Money in the Bank and won the World Heavyweight Championship 2 weeks ago on episode 33, but Sting is going to get his rematch for the world title at the Royal Rumble, and he is staying on the outside for now, and it looks as if it's going to be R-Truth versus Chris Jericho to start this matchup off, and this all-star main event before the Rumble takes place right now as Jericho goes to work on the man he faces at the Rumble for the IC title. Truth whips him in the corner, and they can see Jericho had it scout with the Bulldog, and now immediately goes for the tag, and now Triple H going to try and work on R-Truth here, but Truth having none of that, and immediately goes for the big man, goes for the 7-foot giant. That is the Big Show, and you can see over 400 pounds now, crushing Triple H in the corner, and now that frying pan like chop to the chest, and you can see the viciousness in his eyes, but Triple H going for a clothesline but cannot connect, and now he goes for the arm and rings it around, but it is the Big Show who's in control right now. Has him in the headlock, but now sent into Michael's boot, and now Shawn is tagged in, and HBK going to work on the Big Show, but not for long. Big Show had it scouted and clotheslines him out of his socks, and now in comes R-Truth again. Truth working on the Heartbreak Kid. It was a few weeks ago that Shawn Michaels defeated R-Truth in one-on-one action, but now you can see Sting being tagged in now, the #1 contender for the world title. The man who gets his rematch against AJ Styles at the Rumble delivers a massive boot, and you can see the fear in AJ Styles' eyes. Very uncertain as Sting sends a message by delivering the Stinger Splash to R-Truth. And then you see the Commissioner on the outside. Has he made the right decision so far? We will see at the end of the Royal Rumble, but now you can see a knee drop by Triple H. And now goes to tag in his DX partner, Shawn Michaels, and they may not have the best of friendships, but they certainly want to take out the NWO. But will that happen right now as Nash is tagged in and he gets his first taste of the action with a massive boot to the face of HBK. Former Click members going one-on-one here, and now you can see these are the tactics that the NWO like to employ, teaming up on him, and there you can see AJ Styles tagging himself in and has him held in a back suplex. messes up his back, and we know the back problems. Oh my god, what a shooting star press combo, a knee drop, and now the calf killer. AJ Styles beat Shawn Michaels at our last pay-per-view Heatwave, and he looks to do the same tonight. Will he tap out Michaels in the calf killer? But it's a roll through. And now the world champion tags out to R-Truth. Michaels is in the middle of the ring, goes for Sweet Chin Music, but an enziguri instead. Right to the head, and now Jericho's tagged in. Y2J now going up against the man he faces at the Rumble. Clothesline to R-Truth. And Y2J is putting Truth in his place. And Mr. Killings, gets the knees up. And now AJ is tagged back in. And now AJ Styles choking him out in the ropes. This is a vicious side of AJ that we hadn't seen at our last WrestleMania. This is a different AJ Styles. Ever since he won Money in the Bank, he has slowly morphed into a more sinister individual. And that is coming in right now. And it's sure to display itself in Sting at the Rumble. But now Jericho trying to kick himself away, trying to create some sort of separation, but Big Show is tagged in. And a massive boot cuts Jericho off. And now 400 pounds of weight drops down on him. Triple H calls for the tag, but instead he is headbutted down. And Big Show once again going to tag in AJ Styles. The World Heavyweight Champion has evil intentions on his mind. The Commissioner cheering him on. And now going for a 450 springboard, but he moves out of the way. And Jericho needs to make the tag now. And you feel it's imminent. But can AJ stop it? No, he cannot. The game is tagged in. And now, knee to the face. And again, picked up and slammed down with a spine buster. And the game is on fire. But he knows what these fans want. And they want Sting to kick his ass. AJ Styles in a world of trouble. But now he tags out. He doesn't want any piece of Sting before the Royal Rumble. And AJ, like the coward he is, runs out of the ring, but maybe that was wise, because Sting is going to work on Kevin Nash. And one half of the NLW Tag Team Champions is locked in the Scorpion Deathlock. This sharpshooter is locked in firmly, and the former world champion may have and now you can see AJ interfering, but the Scorpion Death Drop dropped right on the back of his head. And now Sting wants to work on AJ more as Triple H is tagged in, and he wants to get his hands on Nash, but it is R-Truth who sends him away. And now speared to the floor by Y2J, and oh my god, a knockout punch. Good grief. And Big Show telling him to crawl to the cover, but Michaels is in to try and stop the Big Show, and now Nash is crawling to the cover, and oh my goodness. And the Commissioner's so damn happy with himself. The Big Show interfered. He wasn't the legal man, but he delivered a massive knockout blow to the face of Triple H, and Michaels couldn't do anything about it. All he could do was sit and watch as he tried to combat the Big Show, but it is Kevin Nash who gets vengeance and gets a pinfall victory back over Triple H after what happened this past week on Metal. Well, it was all chaotic to end this matchup, and then you see this humongous punch square in the jaw, and then it was Michaels who tried to take out the Big Show, but alas, it was Kevin Nash who crawled into the cover and got the 1-2-3 for the NWO and the victory for his team. Oh my, hang on a minute, it's The Undertaker. But Truth trying to get some separation, and The Undertaker trying to get some vengeance on the Commissioner, and now, what the hell's going on? I see Punk, I see Hardy, and I see Akio, I see Daniels. And now, the Commissioner's just relieved that he got away from The Undertaker, and now what the hell? It's our new Hardcore Champion Sin Cara, Mr. Anderson, Hernandez, so it's the entire NLW roster. And Sting and AJ are fighting it out. The entire roster is fighting it out. But who the hell is going on to WrestleMania?